better than nothing, D-Man. I mean, I don't know if I would go back and play for just $7, but I probably wouldn't play it all because you just don't know my luck. But anyways, I have... Sorry. I have big news, but of course we have to wait for everybody to get in. I'm excited for the news. I'd be even more excited. Hey, Jurassic. Hey, carry me through. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Carrie already knows the announcements, but I wanted to announce it on here. I know I posted it on Facebook. Maybe I posted it on YouTube. I don't remember. Yesterday was kind of a blur. But we are going to be announcing I'm going to be announcing some really cool stuff. I keep saying we. It's not like, never mind. So announcements. First off, this has me a little bit excited. I'm going to be announcing some new... Ooh, cool. I went caroling last night. That was sort of exciting. I am going to be potentially adding to our list of live topics that I can grab from. One is going to be citizen science or home science lab. That'll be experiments that you can do at home. So I will hopefully be able to perform the experiment here in front of you and then hopefully discuss why that science works. Another thing we're going to be doing, hopefully, is human history and nature. That is going to be where I sit down and I talk to you about history and how nature made it possible for that history to be a part of that. We're also going to be doing animals and myth and cryptids. Those will switch off. So, depending upon how that goes, there will be a cryptid or a myth in there. Also, you may get some there may be some repeats on the Spooky channel on that. There's also going to be doing a thing on Foraging 101. I don't have the best track record on foraging, but I know enough to make it work. And then we'll also be doing ethnobotany, which is going to be focusing more on the Native American uses. But if there are modern day uses for a plant, we will look at that. What else do I have? Okay. This is news for the scribe, but since I'm the boss, I get to share it with you since I do everything for it. So we are sitting at 34 subscribers over there. I didn't want to wait till 50 and then have to figure everything out. So with that in mind, these are the topics that will be rotated through. It's going to be a weekly live. It's not going to be a daily live or like we do on this channel, a multiple live. My question is it going to be too much for those of you who are subscribed to both channels to pick up an extra day? If it is, let me know. I am looking at Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. That'd be, and I may bump that up to 2. I don't know. But this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at doing the scribe's process. It's going to be my writing process from start to finish. It's going to be Scribe's Archive, which will be the background on the story, where the inspiration came from, behind the scenes stuff, commentary a little bit on the story if it's available, and then Scribe's Sanctuary, which is going to be one-on-one time, think of it that way, with the scribe and you guys. Lots of interaction available for that. It'll be Q&As, a bunch of different stuff. Then we're going to do the antagonist core, which is where we will be discussing the bad guys from different stories, and how they fit into the channel, and my plans maybe for those creatures in the future. And then next we have the protagonist core. Same thing, except just the opposite. Looking at the good guys. I do want to say that when it comes to the antagonist core, we're not going to be hyping up on the mythos behind that creature. Instead, that will be dealt with in a separate thing called the Scribe's Bestiary, which is where we will be getting into the mythos, maybe looking at the expanded universe of that creature in cinema. So in the movies. So the only other announcement that I have is for tomorrow. I will not be doing a 1 o'clock live. So 1 o'clock, no live tomorrow. And I don't know about the 6 p.m. I will post it in live if that's going to happen. I think that is everything. I should have had my character do the news for that channel, but whatever. So, Elapids. Finally, we get to the good stuff. So, talking about Elapids. If you don't know what an Elapid is, I think probably everybody does, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because sometimes we get stragglers. So, Elapids are snakes, obviously, but they are some of the biggest and some of the baddest snakes out there. They include such animals as the Australian brown snakes, taipans, red-bellied black snakes, king cobras, Egyptian cobras, coral snakes, forest cobras, spitting cobras, I lost my place. Indian cobras, death adders, and at this point, I need to stress that puff adders are not elapids. Puff adders are actually a type of viper. Sea snakes are an elapid. Kraits are an elapid. Tiger snakes, collet snakes, which is one of the real impressive snakes from Australia, as well as a bunch of other true cobras, and black and green mambas are also That is true. King cobras are not true cobras. But we call them that. But they are still elapids. James, I'm pretty sure that you're being gross, but I will leave that up to my moderators to decide. We are going to be talking about some of the venomous snakes in that category right now. These are some of the biggest of the bads. Inland taipans make this list because their venom is just that potent that multiple people can be unalived with the venom that they put out in one bite. Eastern brown snakes, still very dangerous snake. The thing that makes them on this list is that they live Eastern brown snakes live in very close proximity to humans, and that makes them that much more dangerous. However, their venom is not as potent as the inland taipan. Mambas make this list, unfortunately, because of their speed. I'm not going to call it aggression. I'm going to call it their overly defensive state when threatened, and their venom. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Cobras, of course, make this list because of their potent neurotoxin venom, along with the fact that they can be found in some populated areas and their large yields of venom. What is it doing? Oh, it skipped. Kraits have powerful neurotoxic venom and are also nocturnal. People sometimes get bit when they roll over onto these snakes while sleeping. Death adders are ambush predators. They have great camouflage, lightning fast strikes, and very potent venom. Coral snakes, excuse me. Coral snakes are rare. Not rare, but they're rarely encountered. They're a little shy. They unfortunately have Hi Nature Fan 1. You missed the huge announcements, but that's okay. They do have very powerful neurotoxins. Sea snakes, love sea snakes. Rarely encountered animals. They tend to be non-aggressive, but they do have very potent venom, some of them more potent than even cobras. Cool things about elapids. I don't know where my monster is to show you with him, so we'll just have to pretend. So cobras and elapids in general have short, fixed fangs. The fangs are going to be in the front of and they actually have grooves in the lower jaw where those teeth fit into, which is really sort of cool. Now, in North America, we have 4, hear me out on this, we have 4 elapids that are native. 3 of them are coral snakes, and 1 of them is a sea snake. Central America has 12 species of elapids. South America has 60. Now, the good news for Nature Fan 101 is that there are no native elapids in Europe, according to my sources. Africa, not so lucky. Sub-Saharan Africa has at least 18 key elapid species. Don't worry, Northern Africa has elapids too. In Asia, there are at least 18 species of cobra, 12 crate species, 15 coral snake species, and of course, the ever lovely, ever sweet sea snakes. Australia. Now, this is where nature gets crazy. There are around 100 elapid species on the land and around 30 marine species of sea snakes or sea kraits that inhabit the waters around Australia. It did it again. It keeps wanting to go back to the beginning. We're going to talk really briefly about coral snakes because I don't have a lot of information. And is it too dark? Can you guys, I feel like it's way too dark. That's a little bit better. Do I trim my eyebrows? No. Those are my normal, everyday eyebrows. We are going to talk about coral snakes. I don't have my little guy with me, so hopefully y'all know what a coral snake looks like. So we don't have in the United States wild. We don't have wild cobras running around like crazy. But we do have elapids. We have 3 species of elapid. They are the eastern, the Texan, Cole Smith, you're boring, dude. What's the fact about elapids? Well, no, Carrie, that's not true either. Eastern coral snakes have a pretty good range. Those 3 snakes have D-Man, what's your what is your fact? Right. That is true. Now, I do need to add that with coral snakes, they seem to have issues with venom delivery. So they usually chew in their venom, which you don't want to have that happen. So we have those 3. Now, that being said, the top 4 most venomous species sort of in the United States, because we talked about this, I don't have a favorite type of moss. When they bite, they chew as they're biting. And that works the venom in. Does that make sense, Nature Fan 101? So they bite and chew. Okay. There are 4 of the most venomous snakes in United States are the tiger rattlesnake, the Mojave rattlesnake, the eastern diamondback, maybe the western diamondback added with that, and our coral snakes. Now, if you think that coral snakes only exist within the Americas, you are wrong. Asia. No. Asia has some really, really bizarre but beautiful coral snakes. Of course, I have to find them because why would anything ever be that easy? Here we go. Here's one. I am not good with scientific names, so I'm not going to share them because I don't want to sound dumb. This is not my photo. I do not own it. I have not, of course, changed anything on it. Let's see if I can do this. But that is a coral snake. They are darker blue on top. There is a light blue stripe on the bottom, and the orange is like electric blue. No, he's fine with that question. But no, I'm not going to because it's off topic. Those guys, that is an elapid that I just showed you. Again, and by the way, that was the blue Malayan coral snake. Trying to find. That's the idea. I'm trying. So this is another one. Remember what I said about not relying on the rhyme for coral snakes? This is why you can't. That is a coral snake from India. It is basically orange. Cole Smith, it is really hard not to notice you. No, I don't have. Uh-oh. Somebody passed away. I don't know who. So those were some of the Asian species. Oh, somebody on Instagram posted this, and I'm like, I hope it's not somebody I follow. So back on coral snakes. Coral snakes are said to be strongly neurotoxic. They're known to be shy. They're also fossorial, meaning that they can be found underground. So if you're doing your mulch in Florida or other areas within their range, wear gloves. Do not rely on that rime to protect you because it's not safe to do that. Nature can glitch sometimes. Sometimes you get a you get a snake that is more melanistic and therefore will lack some of those colors. They can have deviations to their color patterns. Don't pick them up. Leave them alone. I did it again. Eastern coral snakes have a mortality rate of around 5 to 20%. The last unaliving on record came in 2006. They have stronger venom than rattlesnakes. Their venom is stronger per drop. The difference is rattlesnakes tend to deliver a munch. Cole, I have enough. I have enough mods. I don't need any more. Sorry to disappoint. Uh-oh. Silly thing timed out. That would have been a good time to switch into spooky mode. Where did I leave off? Okay. Dwats. Now, coral snakes do have mimics. D-Man talked about some of those a little bit. I post on that channel when I can. I'll probably be posting Saturday-ish. Okay. This is a milk snake. This is a milk snake. I believe it's a Mexican milk snake. Notice on this guy, the head is black. The head is black, just like a coral snake. But the yellow, instead of touching red, it touches black. So, that's what you need to be looking for. Now, that being said, this is a mimic. This snake is hoping that you will be, pardon the pun, but they're hoping that you will believe that it's venomous and leave it alone, because they want to survive just like any other snake. It's called Batesian mimicry. Right. We don't want you unaliving snakes just because they look the way they do. Now, this is a Texas coral snake. I just want you to see, again, this is the head. You'll notice the head is black, yellow, black, yellow, red. So the milk snake is copying this, potentially. I mean, there are other snakes who do this and do it quite well. Let's see. There is a king snake. Believe they're in Florida. I'm hoping I can find it. There it is. That's what I wanted. He looks very much like the last one. This one is a little bit different. Okay. Again, this is not my picture, but you'll notice on this one, this milk snake, or actually this scarlet king snake, red head, partially black, yellow, black, red, black, yellow. So it's only in areas where you find the scarlet snakes. Cole Smith, remove the earwax. Nope, it's red. It's only in areas where you have the copycats that the rhyme sort of works. Anyway, that is what I have. Again, I just want to announce that no 1 p.m. live tomorrow, maybe a 6 p.m. live. Once we reach 50 on the other channel, I'm going to start planning lives now. We won't be going live on that channel until I get 50. That's just the way it goes. I can tell you that the next live I'm thinking the forest cobras. If I remember right, the forest cobras get pretty big. Yeah. So I don't usually do this. But what he's doing is called rage baiting. And he's purposely trying to get you mad, to get me mad so I'll scream. It's not gonna happen, dude. Just so you know. It is trolling, but apparently it's a thing on TikTok. I get it more than I want to admit. And they're literally dumb about it. Literally. I do have to tell you a little bit about the next story that is going up on the spooky page. Okay. I will talk louder then. Oh, I hate that. The next story is a repeat of a creature who has made an appearance on the channel 2 or 3 times. Hi, Jonathan Kirby. Jonathan Kirby 6128. Hello. The story is called Tarnished. I don't want to give too much of it away. I am not attacking anybody's church in this story. I don't know, because I don't know what type of a device you have, so Jonathan Kirby, are you in the States or are you outside the States? And are you a subscriber? Better yet. And if you are, did you come from TikTok? Cole Smith, I meant, is it? Yeah, I don't want to. I'm good with tech, but I don't want to tell you to do something and have it come out wrong. D-Man has been waiting for this for a long time. Hi, Camilla. I am finally breaking out of sort of a carefully written horror story. This one is, it's okay. It's not. Was it God's? Was what good? It was good. It was very good. Um, he probably was done with them. So what he's talking about is I posted a cake that I made on Hi Mohammed Zach Villa 69. Demon may not have known that. No sweat. Camilla? Thank you. No. It is a cake from the Great Depression. It's okay, D-Man. It happens. We all make mistakes. Bye, Camilla. No. I only had 2 pieces. I took it to church for our Christmas party. It's chocolate, and I have to be careful with my chocolate. How generous. Okay. Anyway, the story that is coming up, that's what I said, carrying me through. The story that is coming up may be alarming to some people. I hope it's not, but it could be. So if you start reading it and you decide that you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Once we reach 50 subscribers, I can tell you that my friend is going to start from the back of the story, starting from the back, and is going to work his way up the chain. No, I already have books up for sale. I'm not publishing any of the stories that I'm doing online. That's just too much. Gore, I'm not going to get into the names. Not right now. I have other stuff that I'm doing. So if you want to support me, subscribe and be an active part of this channel, I think. But Tarnished is it's not going to be gory. It is going to be, the gore happens sort of behind the scenes. It is going to be, you will know that it's happening. It's very much implied. It is going to be a longer story. Just FYI. I'm probably going to record half of it, post it, record the other half. No, wait. I'm going to record about this much of it and then record this part of it and then staple it together. Just because it's going to be so long. Just know that I love my characters. This one is a trip. And I don't know. I don't remember what's coming next. But I can look that up because I'm good like that. Yeah, I would love to do one with just him, but I don't know if my voice could take it, to be honest. I did skip a story, actually. So the next story is You Don't Know What You Did after that one. And it's going to, anyway, it involves a kid. Stop Being You is about a woman who comes face to face with herself. And the next one after that is going to be called His Voice. And it is about a guy who buys a toy from somebody that we know already. and the toy speaks. It's going to be one of those things where it talks and tells you to do stuff. The kid story is gonna be a fun one. There is another story coming where new family moves into a town. It's a very peaceful place, but you know what they say? The quietest and the most peaceful people sometimes have their dark sides. Torn Down will also be coming up. It talks about what happens when you destroy a haunted house. Reading should be a good one. Another Heart. I'm not going to tell you what that one's about. What He Had. Is about a guy who is testing new pop ideas. So we have, let me just show you. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Hold on. I need to pick a different color. Okay. Hold on, guys. I do too. That's the scary thing. So, this is not a story. And there are some that are not on this list yet. Those will be added here shortly. So all of these are stories that are typed up. Very carefully. And then these are all of the stories that are typed up that are waiting to be written. All of these. So yeah. I'm excited. I hope you're excited for what's to come. As for the mask, how can I see through it? Little screens. However, I'll be honest, it's a little hard to see through sometimes. A little hard to see through sometimes. Why does it? Maybe that's better. Anyway. No, you can't borrow it because I need it. The goof. Anyway. We are almost out of time. So there will be some interesting ones coming up. I am probably anyway. We only have 4 more minutes. Yeah, I will post. It'll be posted in the community page if I'm going to be live. I am working on the new story, but I've only managed to get 2 paragraphs. Cole Smith, there is no way. I've already told you no. I don't very often I don't change my answers. So asking me more than once isn't going to cut it. Thank you for the hearts. Anybody have anything else besides asking me if they can be a sub? Oh yeah, we can agree to disagree. But it's still my call. Still my decision. As soon as we reach 50, I am looking at maybe doing other videos. Can I ship you an entire turkey? I'm glad there was an LOL after that because no, I can't afford the wait. I could maybe ship you an egg, but I don't think you'd want to eat it. I'm sorry, Nature Fan 101. Is it weird? I have to know, is it weird? Can I ship you some love? Cole Smith, I don't know you. There are days I barely like myself. I mean, sort of joking there. Yeah. On this channel, you're lucky. I never said you were displeasing me. I'd like your questions to be more on topic. I do. So should I leave? Should I leave with I just want to say thank you everybody for coming in. I will see you guys before Christmas. I think I'll see you before Christmas, right? Right? Uh-oh. Oh no, I didn't say that. No. Oh wait. Let me look real quick. I don't trust myself to remember dates. There is just too much going on. That's tomorrow. So no, we might do the Zoom calls. We might do the Zoom calls. I'm not going to rule them out. What might happen? Oh, no live this Thursday on the second channel. Yeah. Just remember 1 a.m. or the 1 p.m. live is canceled for tomorrow. Oh my gosh. It's possible that if it happens that I don't do the Zoom calls on the 20th, we may do an after Christmas, or we could do a Tuesday. It just depends on what happens. But if I'm able to do live tomorrow at 6 p.m., I'll do it then. Otherwise, Tuesday. Or maybe the 26th, which is the day after Christmas, but it's better than nothing. Guys, I have talked long enough for today. I'm going to let you go. Demon, what were you going to vote for? Good night, Nature Fan 101. I don't mind doing it. But yeah. Bye, everybody.